This tune is Jim Donahue's. That's what that is. Yeah. Are we live? Are you alive?
Just about.
It's a tough week, huh?
One of the easier weeks. It's also Monday. So that's technically the start of the week.
Tough week of rain? That wasn't raining all week.
Just today. Welcome. We're in Galway. This is the wonderful Theresa O'Grady.
Thank you, Enda.
From
Luton, originally.
Yeah, but no.
Clare. Oh, the village I live in is actually Clare. Yes.
Well, it's very close to where?
Tourlestran. Sounds very French, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's a Carlistran out the road here.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound as French as Tourlestran for some reason.
It does sound very.
Yeah.
But I've been there. It's not.
No, it's
it
not.
Doesn't really live up to the name.
No, it's not that exotic. It was very exotic for one night that you were there.
That's true.
Yeah, that was it. That was a good night.
Yeah. What was the pub called?
The Border Collie.
Yeah. Is it still there?
It's still there, but not open.
Of course.
Yeah, sign of the times.
There's no pizza place next door to bring
No,
pizza.
there isn't. No fish and chip shop tagged onto the side of it. Only a GAA pitch and a church. That's it. Clare is the village I'm living in. Yeah, yeah. So I'm in the foothills of the Ox Mountains.
But this isn't County Sligo, right?
It is just.
Yeah.
I like to emphasise that bit, just, because I am a Mayo woman by trade.
Explained by trade.
Well, but I would have more of an affinity to Mayo because my father was from Mayo. Okay. So that would be, yeah. So Swinford is the nearest town.
Yes.
You know where Swinford is?
I do.
You do. Swinford would be the nearest Mayo town, and then Tubbercurry is the nearest Sligo town.
Yes.
To where I'm living, yeah.
So where was your dad from?
Lewisburg, West Mayo, right out on the coast.
It's a good spot.
Great spot. Do we have company?
We have lots of people.
Cool.
Currently, Kennewick is in Washington, Chesapeake, Virginia. So that's coast to coast.
Wow. Hi guys.
Chicago.
You're very welcome to a glimpse of rainy, damp Galway.
Oh, and Loughrea.
Hey!
Not to be left out of Loughrea.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Massachusetts. So yeah, we got the and Kansas City is in there.
We're worldwide.
Yeah,
that's good.
So your dad was Lewisburg, is a lovely part of the world.
Lewisburg, beautiful part of the world. Yeah. Very rural. The bottom of Kirkpatrick, basically. Yeah. So
I've been up to the music festival up there.
Ah, great fun. Yeah, a great weekend. Really, really good. Now, just one of those really easygoing music festivals to go to.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. You know.
I only did it once, and
did they not let you back into? No.
Stones. Well, usually we were away then.
You would have been, of course. Yeah, you would have been. Yeah. It would have been one of those. Are you sure now that you didn't get?
Oh, it could have been also not asked back.
Okay.
Because I only did Milltime Abbey once as well, and so I don't know what I did on Kieran Hanlon.
You can ask him.
I don't know. I think he likes to have like a bevy of
he does.
Ladies teaching the banjo.
No, we're still outnumbered by the boys now.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's only there's four. I think there's 4 ladies there.
But he does have his bevy
this year. Yeah.
And the same bevy for all of time as well.
Yeah.
Which is great.
But sure, isn't it great to be surrounded by familiarity?
It is.
It is.
Yeah. But you make the best banjo players as well. You have a nice even temperament, which is unusual in banjo world.
Do you think? I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. And I think there's little girl racers in all of us at heart.
I think so.
I do, yeah, definitely.
Girl racer.
Oh yeah, well the banjos are definitely the boy racers of trad music, so therefore they are also the girl racers. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean we play fast today, okay?
No.
I'm just warning you.
I'm happy enough with that.
Okay.
Yeah. I've forgotten how to play fast.
So have I, to be honest, in the last few months I just found that just when you're not in that environment.
When Mick Keneally was here last week and he was freaking out because he hadn't played fiddle in 3 weeks, he was like, I've got big farmer's fingers.
His fingers put on weight, did they?
They turned agricultural. Okay. You wouldn't have known. Listening to him.
No, I thought Mick sounded great now. Well done, Mick. Fair play to you if you're logging in and looking at us.
Probably working.
Probably is. It probably is.
We've
gone a bit banjo crazy today.
What are you playing?
I'm playing an epiphone.
Yeah, but it's fancy.
Yeah, it's a bit fancy pants. This is an Epiphone Deluxe, so it's very fancy.
I wish I had like a button that went.
Oh yeah, can you not zoom in? Can you sort of do the
Yeah, it's
zoom in
physical
thing?
zoom.
Yeah. But yeah, that's an Epiphone Deluxe. Very, very nicely built old lady. That was built in 1927
Okay.
in New York. So it was, yeah.
Are you a banjo anorak?
I'm not even an anorak. I am all of that and not even afraid to put the anorak on. I'm just a complete geek when it comes to banjos. Yeah, I've given up trying to hide it at this stage.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. This cropped up in the podcast I did last week with the Blarney Pilgrim guys, and we were talking about that. Like, is it just banjo players that have this thing going on about their banjos? And we reckon it is, apart from maybe uilleann pipers, but banjo people seem to, I don't know, they just seem to have a thing about, you know, the sound and the setup and the action and the bridge and
the strings,
and the plectrums and
there was a poll on Facebook during the week. Which is your favourite tailpiece? Like this bit.
Oh,
I had to Google what 5 of them were because I didn't know what they were talking about.
well, that's my favourite one because
that is also my favourite one
because it's on this banjo. But there's one on that one as well. Yeah.
But I have that very one on my Epiphone because I have an Epiphone like that.
Yeah.
And it's the thin clamshell, and you can't get them anymore.
Very hard to get them.
I'm geeking out here already.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not a geek, not a banjo geek.
Yes, you are, Enda.
But you know the newer banjos have the high
Yeah,
clamshell,
they're slightly higher.
and they're in the way.
Yeah, they get caught. Well, I kind of end up with just a sore point on the bottom of my wrist that would just be. Yeah, do you know when you have your comfort zone and you're used to where your hand kind of sits on the back of the banjo?
That's why I could never play the frameless banjos. Because you know they had this
big,
massive bull bar.
like a frame, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like something you'd see on the front of a Toyota Jeep. It was amazing. Yeah.
What is this bar?
And I wonder what it was for. Because
it was just a design.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't see that there was really any sense in it, but maybe there was. Maybe there was something.
Frameless made 5-string banjos, so it probably came from that whole era where nobody put their hand down here anyway.
Okay, yeah.
Because the jazz players play up here.
Yeah.
And 5-string players are bracing with their pinky anyway, so
Yeah.
they're nowhere near. So it's just the weird Irish tenor players that are like, I need the perfect tailpiece.
Yeah, well now that one is, I have to say,
that was very nice.
Gets as perfect as they come for precision.
Except it's really difficult to put a
string on in a hurry.
A loop end string on in a hurry because you have to get it on the little nubbin at the end and then it not fall off as you're trying to drag it up the neck. So it's.
Do you not use a biro? I find biros really handy. You stick the end of the biro into the string underneath that and it works. Yeah, if you just use the end of a biro and just keep the bottom of the loop end.
A biro is a pen.
Biro. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, like a big biro. Yeah. What would you call them in America?
A pen.
Yeah, a pen. Okay. Yeah, just use the end of the pen and stick that in under the loop end, and then. Now you still only have one hand to do all of this work with, but you'll get there.
Still completely unclear list. You need to do a YouTube video.
Not gonna happen, Enda. Not gonna happen.
Jabbing my banjo
with a pen. It does work. Believe me, it does work.
I need to see. I don't actually understand what you're saying. Have you changed the balls out and put them on other strings?
You can't get them out though, can you?
Not without crushing them.
No. You can't get them out.
It's really hard.
Yeah, and there's just no point. Just get a loop end or a ball end string. What really annoys me is when you do either order one or the other and then you get the wrong one. It's like.
Do you know I fixed a pair of glasses in Milltown Malbay years ago, where I bought new glasses and I woke up. Well, I didn't wake up. Anyway, it's a bit of a longer story, but one of the lenses fell out because the little screw that's in the corner of the glasses
was gone. Fell
out during a session when I was playing. And I woke up the next morning and I'm in Milltown Malbay, which is like miles, like hours from the nearest optician.
Yeah.
So I was like, what am I going to do? So I got the windy stuff that's around the banjo strings.
Yeah.
I peeled off some of that and I just looped it in around and then twisted it into a little knot and it held for the week.
All week in Milltown with a dodgy pair of glasses.
MacGyver stuff.
Brilliant stuff. I love it. There's a MacGyver in all of us. That's my biro as well. That works. Yeah.
Still need to see a video of that.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen, Linda. It's not going to happen. It works for me.
It's not on your new YouTube channel, which is launching today.
Oh yeah, today. Oh my God, no, I'm not that technically literate that I could get through a YouTube channel. I don't think. No, it wouldn't work for me. I haven't got this, this garb and this setup. This is great.
Oh, this is pure tech central here already.
Oh dear. Yeah, they all haven't logged off. Us talking about geeky banjo things.
Michael McBrearty says, any tunes?
Oh yeah, Jesus God, yeah, I knew there was a reason I was here.
Let's talk and more playing.
Oh yeah, we'll try and stick to that now for the next 10 or 15 minutes. What will we do then? I might be picking them, am I? Well, we go with something handy.
Yes.
A couple of jigs, maybe.
Yes.
What about... What was I talking about earlier? Cat's Meow and something else.
Oh, I like Cat's Meow.
Yeah. I had something in my head before that, and now I'm trying to think what it was.
Well, you texted it to me earlier, but I can't remember.
Neither can I. Cat's Meow and...
Cat's Meow, isn't it?
Yeah. And...
Out in the ocean?
Perfect.
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you sharp for the geeks, for the true geeks?
Haven't played that in G in an awful long time. that. It's lovely. It's great.
I was thinking during that, how many times did you win the All Ireland?
Oh, once.
Senior.
Once, and got the trophy and ran out the door and was never coming back.
Do you remember? I remember I was in it that year and I played the contradiction as a
Yes, very contradiction.
My mum,
You won the mandolin that year, though.
I did, but in the Flowers Red Hill, which is like 100 times sillier than the Rebel Without a Clue or a Cause.
Oh,
But my mum tells a very funny story that she came in after I had played
right.
and she sat down. I don't know if she's watching VR. Hello, Mum.
Hi, Mum.
And she sat down and the woman beside her said, "Oh, you should have heard the last fella. He played 3 beautiful tunes and then in absolute Amadon of a reel." And Mum says, "Which one?" And she pointed at me and she goes, "Oh yeah, that's my lad."
I'd say that poor woman was mortified.
I remember.
Oh, God.
Do you remember being in a session in Cruises in Ennis with you, me, and Marcus?
I do.
Maloney, and
I
don't know
do.
who else was there, and you spent the whole night going, "Hands up if you've won the Senior All Ireland Banjo," and you'd be like, and poor old Marcus, you'd won it like every year.
Every
you
year
never got in.
before that.
Never won an All Ireland Senior. You're like, hands up if you've won."
Any kind of a senior
I was
competition.
like, "Oh, I won the mandolin."
You did. I remember that year, actually. Yeah. Oh, God. That programme, the Flair 1995, was actually on TG Carr last night. There was a very condensed version of today's now Flair programmes, but they managed to get. So what they did in 1995, they managed to condense that into a 50-minute programme last night instead of a 6-part series on RTE.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but it was great actually to see. Marcus was actually on it. That's what made me think of it there now. Marcus was actually on it at the end with Ger and Dave Sheridan, and who else was with them? Oh, Kevin Murphy was with them on the bandola. It's lovely, really lovely
Marcus
tunes.
was amazing, Claire.
Ah, it still is. If you're listening, Marcus, we think you're amazing.
You should have won the Senior All Ireland, Marcus.
Well, just not that year, but he probably should have.
Get an honorary one this year.
No, he had enough. He had enough before that.
Yeah.
And so did you.
I only won 4 altogether.
Oh, is that all, Linda? God, just one for each age group apart
Martin
from
Howley has won 6 or maybe
Did
7.
he?
We're unclear. Yeah.
I
Essentially-
was adjudicating him one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he won.
The thing with Martin is that every time he went in, he won it. So he'd win it and then he wouldn't bother going in the next year. And then he'd like go in it again and he'd win it. As opposed to the rest of us who were flogging it every year and kind of came away after how many years?
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah.
And won 4.
Only.
Abject failure.
Complete. Like, that's just a non-event winning 4 All-Irelands. We won our first All-Ireland as a family in a trio competition when we were under 12.
Wow.
And we were 12 to 15. I think I was maybe about 13, James is 14, and Kieran was 9. 12 to 15 trio competition. It was really funny. And John Morrow and Tom and Andy, or maybe Andy or Robert, I'm not sure, came second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably not Andy. I imagine he's
Would
a
it be
bit
Robert
younger.
then, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John is our age.
He is, yeah,
Well,
because
they're
he would have
masterful.
always been against us
Amazing
in
banjo
competition. Amazing banjo player.
Yeah. I think he was the best of our era at all. Like, he was phenomenal.
And he had a beautiful Vega. He had an old Vega banjo.
You geeking out over the
Geeking
banjo
out, yeah,
models.
yeah. It was. I just remember the sound of it was just. Oh, it was just such a lovely banjo.
I know it's a completely hackneyed tune, but we recorded the Groupie Kjol when we were kids, like, and he played the Tamlin, which had just kind of come on the scene.
Stop.
Nobody was playing it, and he played, and we had it on, everyone would record it on the little tape recorder. And I remember driving home from Listowel and just listening to John playing the Tamlin over and over
and over.
Like, rewind and play it again, like, oh my god, this is amazing. I know.
Yeah, and the Tamlin is still a very popular tune in banjo workshops. Yeah. That's the one where you have to go around the class and take the plectrums off the kids to try and stop them from playing it.
Snips.
Yeah,
so
that's
your experience of teaching banjo is the same as mine, which is largely, well, not right now because it's all online, but largely shouting at people, stop.
yeah,
Shh!
yeah.
Stop playing.
And funnily enough, even when you get a collection of adults in a room, they can't seem to stop themselves from doing that either. I think it's it must have an awful lot to do with this little piece of plastic, like that you haven't. You know, it's not like a fiddle where you have to lift the bow, or your accordion, you have to actually physically put it on yourself to play a note or two. But whatever it is about, just that, like, and then it just gets louder and louder, and then you're going, stop. Yeah, I remember, I'm not going to name who the teacher was now, but I know one year in Milltown, one of the teachers came in at the coffee break, and he just said that he had just nearly got to his wit's end in the class with the what we call the ding 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 in. So he said to one of the kids, he said, if you keep doing that, I will take the plectrum off you. And he did take the plectrum off the kid, but the kid still managed to ding 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 ding, and he ended up having to take the banjo off him. And he had to put it into the case, and he said, just while I'm doing this, that is going to stay there, and when I'm not doing the talking, you can have your banjo back, because it just couldn't resist the
And once one starts, it just kind of spreads.
Yeah.
And then they're all at it.
Yeah.
And then they're shouting, stop.
Oh yeah. Shh. Yeah. It's like you know, I don't know, a flock of starlings. It just all goes nuts.
Yeah.
It's mad.
So do you prefer teaching kids or adults?
Oh, it's a hard one. I quite enjoy teaching both for very different reasons. I think when adults decide that this is what they're going to do, like learn music at a later stage in their life, or if they're going back to learning, maybe they had a chance of it as a kid, but then maybe gave it up or whatever and regretted it and decided then they'd go back to it, like they're all in, you know, they are all in. So like their work rate is amazing. Like they will, if you set adults that task whereby, you know, you say to them, do this for me, we're going to log back on in 2 weeks' time. So you've got 2 weeks to get this done, but you need to get it done in 2 weeks' time. So then you're giving them a target. Yeah. It's done. It's done. And they just are, they're all in. And it's not just even about the banjo, it's about the music and about the tunes and about the composers. And it can go down these little, you know, warrens of different things. Kids are different. Kids probably make a lot more progress quite quickly. And it's that constant chipping away that you get great reward from teaching kids, especially like if you see them kind of big jumps that they might make in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or you know, even in the space maybe of a month or two. You know, if you can maybe record a kid at the beginning and say, now that's what you sounded like then, and if you replay that for them 2 months later, the difference is phenomenal.
Yeah, they learn.
Yeah.
So fast.
Oh, very fast. Yeah. It's like they're like sponges. You know, they do. But I like both. I like the experience, and I like the variety of both. You know, if you were only teaching whiz kids for the flat, sure, you'd be burnt out like in 12 months because them type of kids soak it in so quick and they learn things at such a fast pace. You can't keep up with that. Like that is a really tough thing to keep up with. So when you have a healthy mixture of so many different types of learning or teaching, that's what makes it good, I think. It works for me.
Do you think that, like, I would say that 40% of kids, or anybody, automatically picks the correct way, and 60% don't. And those 60% have to work way harder than 40%.
Yes, on average. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
No explanation for that except just dumb luck.
Yeah, or maybe degrees and different degrees of very natural ability. Do you know, like that? I think it's common for any kid in any walk of life. You know, you've got the kids that are naturally amazing footballers, and then you've got the kids that maybe are not as naturally able, but by God they work so hard they can be as good as the kids that have that natural ability. But yeah, it's the different.
When it came to football, I was option 3.
Really?
No matter what I did.
Just didn't
I still have this memory of running onto the pitch, right? I'd been brought on as a sub, like 11 or something. And I ran out and I could see the ball coming and I put up my 2 hands. So this is no joke. The ball bounced 3 times on my head and I still didn't catch it. Until I got taken off straight away. I was like, this is so humiliating. So you going to go back to the banjo.
You are the option 3? Oh, Jesus.
It was option 3 on the banjo as well too.
I'm sure there is. For the child that comes in and the banjo bounces 3 times off their head, I will be recommending they go play football. Yeah. Oh dear.
So,
Oh my God.
What's this one?
Oh yeah, that is. This has been nicknamed Big Bertha. for very obvious reasons.
I feel like you nicknamed it Big Bertha.
No, actually, Joe Diamond nicknamed it Big Bertha for me.
Explain who Joe Diamond is.
Oh, Joe is.
Never met Joe.
Oh, you need to go and meet Joe. Joe is. So Joe lives in Derry, just outside Derry City, Mahara. And Joe he's just my go-to guy for anything banjo, to be honest. So, like, I would have got my banjos from Joe. Like he would have been, like, he was a great man to source them. They were quite tough enough to source 20 years ago here. You know, you needed somebody that could source them in America, had contacts out there to get them in. It's not the same now. You know, I think they're a lot easier to get your hands on if they're there. The vintage isn't there as much maybe anymore.
That was his speciality.
Yeah, it was. And Epiphone then, probably specifically his specialities as well.
Does he play it?
He does, yeah. He has a beautiful collection.
Oh yeah.
Different collections. Well, he has one in particular, an Epiphone B, which is it's one of those banjos that you just pick it up and it just seems to play itself. Yeah. It's a beautiful instrument.
Have you played Tom Cousins' private collection of Epiphones?
I have been in the midst of his company. Yeah, they're amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, absolutely amazing.
He had that one banjo that was for the kid that died in the car accident. Like, this is back in the 50s or 60s, and it was never played. And he found it on eBay. And so there was a whole story to go along with this banjo that was bought for this teenager.
Oh my God.
American, and the kid died in a car accident, and so the family had the banjo for quite a period of time afterwards.
And it was never played.
And it was never played.
Ugh.
And so Tom has it with all the original paraphernalia that went with it, and the story and the whole lot. Like, so. And he handed it to me, and he goes, and he takes it, and he goes, "You're not buying it." And then he hands it again, and he goes, "I just want to be very clear, you're not buying this." And I think third time I got played. But,
his collection is fantastic.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And Joe would have he would have equally as nice a collection of banjos, and Joe was great. He would have sourced them, brought them into the country, and then any maintenance work that ever needed doing, you could just call up to Joe. He's got this little shed out the back of the house, and it's like banjo haven. So he lights the stove first, then an hour later it's warm enough, you go out, you sit down, Joe is there at the table pottering around, doing the few bits and pieces, and you're sitting on a high stool playing the banjos. That's it. It's great. Just brilliant. Yeah, it's great to have that, you know. Great to have that. So yeah, he sourced this one for me. I don't know where it came out of, but it's just one of them.
So it's a 90. Is it 21 fret?
22.
22 fret. So technically, like a plectrum.
Yes, yeah, it is plectrum banjo. And
I only say that because somebody told me that this is a plectrum banjo because it's got a 20. And I was.
Is that like 21 and a half?
I can count if you know. Like.
Okay.
I mean,
I think it's near
right?
enough. It's got the half fret at the top. So
I designed it myself. How many frets are on it? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 21, 22 and a half.
22 and a half?
Yes.
It doesn't feel as big a banjo as this does when you're sitting behind it.
Because I'm just so much bigger.
No, I mean when I was sitting behind it, it still doesn't feel that kind of. Yeah, we'll see what do we do? Oh yeah, that was my deal. That was my end of the bargain, wasn't it? Will we do a couple of hornpipes?
Yes.
Because they're nice and handy to do on an instrument this big. Get the straight track.
You just have to play ones that I know.
Do you know that one?
Sounds like a banjo solo to me. Is it on your album?
No. Harp in the Shamrock, the one after it. Will we do the Boys of Blue Hill?
Yes.
That's actually nice played in. Oh no, G, but no. Well, I can. Can you? That's it. Boys of the Hill.
Embarrassing. No musicians watching.
No, there won't be. They'll be
And
fine.
No horn
Do
pipes.
Boys of the Hill and
Yeah.
Plains of Boyle.
I know.
Do that first. I'll remember the other one. I won't remember that one. Plains of Boyle and the Boys of the Hill. Isn't it so much more mellow?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just...
Yeah. As are hornpipes.
Yeah, well, they are. Yeah, they kind of lend themselves to the bit of the sea, so they do. It's yeah, give us a swap on that now. Let's go.
That's a good bit heavier.
That.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
The skin length is the same.
I think so. This just feels closer for some reason. I don't know why. Is it? them
Yeah.
two
Tune
reels
it-
that we
tune
were?
it
Do you
up
mind
if
if
you
I
want.
just the old-fashioned way? Yes, just break them. Yeah. It's moved everything that has now. Yeah, that's good.
There's a funny book cover going around on Facebook at the moment. It says how to tune your banjo in under an hour or less.
Quicker than a set of pipes, though. What we were
This
doing.
is really nice.
It is lovely. Yeah, it is. There's a serious amount of clarity off it, even
Yeah.
when you go down the neck on that, and considering she's.
What strings are on it? They're black.
Yeah, they're
They're not supposed to be black.
yeah, they
No, they
are.
only
Yeah,
are
yeah.
supposed
Oh,
to be
yeah,
black.
yeah, they are. They're
Oh, okay.
actually. Well, I'm testing them out at the minute. They're black diamond strings.
Right.
Now I've got black diamond strings on my mandolin, and they are amazing. I have to say, there's such a lovely
They
sound
were
of
not
them.
good strings 30 years ago.
Were they not?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I've only come across these in
Sorry,
the last
Black
couple of
Diamond.
years. Sorry. No offense. So you've a mixture there.
Yeah.
It's half black diamond and half elixir.
Yeah, the elixir of these two.
Yeah. But yeah, and there's a nice. They suit the banjo.
They look cool.
I know.
That's why I'm
I
going,
know.
ooh, I need to put black,
Black strings on my banjo. I know. Yeah, they're actually really nice, and they're quite a light string, but they sound there's good substance of them. So
The action's really
it is. Yeah. There's a lovely narrow neck on it, and that's kind of how I like my banjos. I like the nice narrow neck,
Yeah.
something nice and shallow, like because Epiphone would have made all different shapes and sizes. So
That would
yeah, I
always be my
tend
favourite neck,
to look
so.
out for ones that are nice and shallow. That one is the same. She's very
I like my banjos like I like my men.
yeah,
Nice and shallow.
nice and shallow. Nothing too deep and meaningful. Declan, I don't mean that if you're listening. I'm only joking. Better play tune, quick. Jesus, get away from that subject. Jim Donohue's, we were doing that before.
I
can't remember it now.
I definitely knew one part of it.
We were going to do the cavataggle afterwards. We'll try it? If we can get that
Sure.
far.
this banjo.
So was mine. Oh, it's a great sound of it. I was just looking at that tone ring set up in it. Like, I was saying that to you earlier, that the ceramic in it.
I've had the banjo 3 years, right? I've been pointing the ball bearings at cameras going, look at this, it has ball bearings. And I never realised that there was ceramic ones in there.
There is, and that's what gives you that sound. It's the clarity of the china. It's china in your hands, man. It's pow kind of stuff, this is. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Absolutely. Like for a, do you know, like I'm such a vintage banjo geek, and I am, but this is beautifully made.
Well, Cynthia loves how you move your feet.
My feet?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Wearing the high heels this evening.
I have to wear heels. I can't play in flats. It doesn't work. Then my knees are too low and the banjo just falls off my lap.
I believe people are trying to buy and sell banjos.
Are they?
Yeah. Quinn Thomas says that Epiphone is booming. That's when you play it.
Need I say any more? Need I say any more?
Here, do you want to play this one?
Yes. Can I?
Yeah.
Leave that one run.
It's going to feel like a baby banjo.
I know, but they do when you get them.
Months. Oh, look at the back of this. It's fancy.
Oh yeah, that's really fancy. That's Big Bertha. Like, she deserves that back wholeheartedly.
Really, really pretty.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous banjo. Have to say, I'm very lucky to have it. Where are we now?
I'm such a Luddite. I still put some Velcro on the back of my.
Shame on you, Enda Scam.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's a sin.
I know. I know. I won't show you the amazing wallet that I have inside that has a ton of posters.
Is it just to keep? Like, I can appreciate the fact that, like, you need a banjo that's quite well, a damn sight light isn't that if you're going to stand up playing.
Oh my god! But you know, have you heard Alison Brown? She's a 5-string banjo player.
Yes.
Nashville,
Yeah.
right? And she's not a big lady at all. Like, she's quite petite, and she plays a Prussia banjo. And Prussia, they're made in the Czech Republic.
Okay. Educate me.
They weigh about 8 million tons. It's
I know.
so heavy. But they're incredible banjos.
It's hard to do that now. Just to, you need a harness, like.
Yeah, I don't know how she does it. She stands up and plays full gigs with this. It's
And just with
heavy.
a shoulder strum. No, I tried that once and did untold damage to my shoulders.
Yeah.
As did you.
They do make an Irish tenor as well, Prussia.
And are they a 17 or a 19 fret? 19.
19 fret, and they have there's a particular tone ring that's in them. That's like the tone ring is like €1,000 just for the tone ring.
Oh, so sounds nice then.
Yeah, but weighs a ton.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a
probably-
trade-off for those big heavy banjos.
There is, yeah.
These sound amazing, like that. You know, they weigh nothing.
There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
Yes. I like these. I do like, I do. Yeah, I'm a fan already.
One of your Newtown Mountain buddies is online. Adrian McAuliffe.
Hey, Aid!
You're a great banjo player.
Fabulous banjo player. Yeah. Who else? Who else is there? Yay! Kieran, great mate.
All the banjo players got the passwords to the computer from their wives.
And well, I was talking to someone lately, and we were talking about, you know, buying a new banjo, and I know any time in our house when I sort of used to say to Dick, I'm going up to Joe Diamond at the weekend, and this look of dread used to fall over his face, and he was like, if you come home with another banjo, Theresa, and I'd be like, I know. So we were saying that, you know, most banjos now, when you buy a new banjo, you should be able to fit one of them divorce lawyers into the little pocket of the case of the banjo, because that could be where you're headed if you keep buying banjos.
So how many do you have? You brought 2.
Banjos, I brought 2, yeah. I don't know.
This sounds very, you don't know.
But for the purpose of the Facebook Live, and in case Declan is listening, I can't remember, Enda. About 4, I think, maybe.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 14.
No, but it could. No, it's not 14.
I mean, I don't
It's less
know.
than 10. We'll just leave it there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Your husband Declan doesn't know about it.
There's a couple he might not know about. Yeah.
How many accordions does he own?
One. No, two.
Too many.
Two. Actually, two. He got a new one. He got a new one couple
yeah?
of weeks ago. Yeah, beautiful handmade piano accordion from Italy, Beltuna. Beautiful
He's
instrument.
an amazing player.
Yeah, he's a great player. Yeah, absolutely.
I've had some, I've gone back over the years, dynamite sessions. With Declan.
Yeah.
Like, he was the man to play with. I mean, you know.
Yeah, like he I suppose he plays it. He probably plays it more like a button accordion. So, you know, if you were to listen to Declan initially playing, if you couldn't see and you could only hear, you would go, "Oh, is that a button accordion or a piano accordion?" He plays it in a very distinctive style, but the new accordion sounds like a button accordion. He got it it got a really lovely wide tuning on it, and it's three reed setup. So
because a lot of them sound like concertinas.
yeah, they do. Yeah, no, he's gone for something really kind of like an old Joe Cooley grey.
Has it got
Palo.
like a million buttons on the left hand side then for doing all the
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, that thing where you just go, how do you know where you're going? How do you know it's that one and not the other 70 that are around?
Lots of them do.
It's a system, I've been told. Yeah, it's a system. Yeah, definitely a system.
It seems unnecessarily complicated.
Oh, incredibly. Yeah, absolutely incredibly. But yeah, hey, listen, great admirer of the piano accordion bass, because it is like having a third instrument in a session with you. Used properly, not randomly. Yeah, tastefully. Yes, that would be the way you'd look at that. Tastefully. Come on, play me another one. I want to test drive this.
You played this earlier. You make it sound way better.
It's just a really tidy banjo.
It is,
yeah. And there's little ball bearings in this as well. Go for jigs.
Yeah, you pick them.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me pick them. You just sit there. How about go on.
Adrian wants to know, did he miss the Tamlin? Seeing that you missed the Tamlin this year, I feel like we should play it.
Adrian, no, I can't. No, Jesus, you must be joking. No. How about actually, there was a Paddy Fahy one we were talking about earlier. And then Langstrom's Pony afterwards. Okay. down, up
Are you
now.
able to do
Which
it?
way?
Oh, I can't even remember. I was going to go for it. I was like, oh,
Go on, go on.
Get an absolute
Nice.
So what's the crack with do you remember as a kid when you go to the fair and you look down to the list of names to see who's in it, and when you saw Luton, you'd be like, oh,
Did you?
really great. Yeah, there was a little cohort of Luton musicians.
There was a lot of
because it was like your family, but Luton was a kind of a thing.
it was a bit of a banjo mecca. Luton was I would say of all of the places in the UK. Obviously there was a great collection of musicians from London, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, head all the way up to Scotland. But for some reason, Luton and probably Manchester were the two banjo places, if you like. And I'd say in Luton, I'd say a lot of that had to do with Annette Caulfield, my teacher. She just seemed to have a lot of influence on so many young players.
Well, was there a bunch of banjo players from Luton then?
Yeah, so.
Where's Brian Kelly from?
No, he's London. It's Harrow. He's not that far,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah, he wouldn't be that far.
Another amazing banjo player.
Yeah, fantastic banjo player. Brian was, he was that good when he was 12. I can't ever remember Brian not being an amazing banjo player.
And mad.
Yeah, but sure, that's a banjo thing. I
That's
think
what
it is. I think I'm beginning to think it's very much a banjo thing. Yeah, Brian was London, but then you had so when I was growing up, Annette, would have been she was teaching a lot around at the time, and then there was the girls from Luton, and there were a lot of them were girls actually, which was very unusual. So there was banjo players. Angela McFall, there was another girl called Jennifer Matthews, a lovely banjo player. Kerry Hershey, who's still living in Sligo now.
Yeah.
We're two
posted something online during the week. I hadn't heard of her and so on.
We are two Luton banjo players now, both living in Sligo. I'm like, what are the chances? What are the chances? So it's Kerry, and then Damaris Woods. Do you remember Damaris?
Yeah.
Damaris.
Well, she's playing in the US the whole time.
She's the whole time, but her sister Kerry was also an amazing banjo player. Yeah, Kerry and I were probably around the same age, so we would have been maybe competing against each other a lot. But she was a great banjo player. And then Barry Kennedy was also from Luton, phenomenal banjo player and fiddle player. And then travel up the country a bit. You have, Angelina, Manchester, Paul Meehan, Geraldine Lyons, great banjo player. So many, and all, all from the UK, whatever it was about the banjo over there. I don't know, even maybe more so than some other instruments, probably between Annette, I'd say, and, people like John Carty, that just would have, I don't know, kind of ignited this different way of playing, John and Annette would have two very different styles, both excellent but very different styles, and you could kind of see greatness in both of their playing. It was really
I never heard Annette
inspiring. She was an amazing player. She really was. I think she won 10 Ireland.
Oh, really?
Something, loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. Yeah. Banjo case
My
open.
teacher won 10 Ireland.
My teacher. Yeah, she won a load of them when she was younger, So
I went to Bernie Gertie.
you would have, that's right, and Bernie Well, great player.
Amazing teacher.
Amazing teacher. I myself and Bernie, we've both been teaching in Kilmavee in Mayo for the last couple of years, and my room and Bernie's room, if you would be beside each other, but when you might go out to get a cup of coffee or something, you can hear Bernie's method of teaching when you're in the corridor, and it's just and this goes for all of her instruments. It's not the instrument, it's about how she teaches the music, which is it's great to have that in a teacher. Yeah. She is a phenomenal teacher, absolutely. Yeah. She doesn't get half enough praise for...
No, not the recognition.
No.
Yeah, she just has a way of making kids want to be better.
Yeah.
Which is an incredible gift.
Yeah.
It's a very subtle gift, actually,
Yeah.
because it's not really about the razzmatazz.
No.
Yeah.
It's not. It's purely about the music, and it's also about just improving. You know, small improvement is still improvement, and you know, she'd be very much that kind
But
of
I'm
run
blown
by
away
that
with anyone
philosophy.
that can teach concertina, fiddle, and banjo, because they're three very different instruments, and teach them to
Yeah.
an exceptional standard.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like she's just
I'm still
phenomenal.
struggling on one instrument.
Yeah. I don't even know what way to pick the concertina up. It could be upside down. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I think you have to be very, mathematically minded to play a concertina.
Yeah.
I know.
What I always found really interesting is that the quality of concertina teaching, this is just purely observational, across the country is phenomenally high.
Yes.
Like when you think of 11 and 12-year-old kids playing concertina, they're all incredibly good. Like, so there's no, ham-fisted pluckers.
Yeah. That's a great way of
On
putting
the
it.
concertina. There just aren't. There
No.
never were.
No,
They were always phenomenal.
there's no leggers.
No, and you have these little clusters of like the Adele Foxes and the Micheál Riley and Noel Hill in Galway that are teaching, and there's many more, and they're just all phenomenal teachers with phenomenal players.
But I think though, if you look at that and you look at like that again, it's a bit like the banjo player person type. There is a concertina.
They're very tidy, aren't they?
Very, yeah. Like, do you know? And they're very. I think they're very kind of analytically minded. There's something about that type of Like, I mean, I've seen it completely in our Kieran. Like, I mean, Kieran is a completely different person to myself and James. Like, he's everything about the way Kieran would even approach something is very, very different. And it's I think it's that type of person.
It's very
Do you know? Yeah, I do.
But Kieran is a piper.
No,
Or
that's
James, I
James.
mean,
James
sorry.
is a piper.
James is a
Kieran's a
piper,
concertina player.
But pipers are particularly
Yeah,
fastidious is an extremely kind word.
yeah. Kieran is definitely of a just a different mindset for his definitely from his music point of view. He approaches things in a very different way to the way myself and James would have approached music maybe as youngsters, you know. Yeah. Like Kieran was that person that just sat down and figured it all out himself. You know, myself and James had to be taught what we know. There was, I would hope, some degree of natural ability in that teaching, but we were still taught what we know. Kieran went off and he figured it out like a little jigsaw puzzle. And
that's an interesting observation.
Very,
I'll steal that now.
Yes,
do.
do.
Tell us about your Banjoista.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Well, I tell you,
We're at the top of the hour.
are we nearly there?
I think there's no.
Does like the power go and then does everything just turn black? Is it?
Mossy Griffin says Kieran is a freaking genius.
Yes, I'd be inclined to agree with you, Mossy. And we actually always would have thought that as kids, that Kieran was the genius in the house. It wasn't myself or James.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Who in your house?
Oh, Fergal.
Yeah.
In terms of being able to pick up anything
And do anything.
and play it phenomenally well.
Yeah.
And then Adrian was like just the academic, you know.
Yeah.
Which he is literally an
Yeah.
academic.
And I would say there's strains of Fergal and Adrian and Kieran. Kieran is the combination of the two of those.
Yeah. And then Maeve was like a phenomenal concertina player.
Yeah.
But she was like that. She would learn it exactly. We used to slag her off. God, I hope she's not watching. Because
Maeve,
she'd go to Bernie for lessons, you see, and Bernie would tell her exactly where to put all the little rolls.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't put them anywhere else. Bernie told me to put it on that note. We were like, try it on this one as well. You know, pure banjo.
No.
Do
all of them.
You know? No, Bernie said to do it exactly here, you know. So you're so right.
Yeah, it's that type of learning. Like that's it, you know, and that's where it fits.
And that sounded like every banjo class you ever met.
Oh yeah. Crazy.
So you have an album?
Yes, I do. Yeah, Banjoista. Well, to be honest, I nearly don't anymore. They're nearly all gone. Since the podcast last week, it's gone a bit nuts, to be honest with you. So, there's a few copies left, basically. But you can still download. It's in Bandcamp.
It's a very nice cover.
That's in my granny's house in Lewisburg.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's my grandmother's house in Lewisburg. I went there to do all of the photography, and the CD with the blue CD and the little head of the banjo on top of it.
Okay.
That's my granny's door to the house.
Oh, very
The
good.
blue is
Yeah.
the front door of the house.
Nice.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
So that's on Bandcamp.
Jesus, this banjo's moving all on their own. It's trying to
It's your
escape. It's trying to escape. It could be.
That's on, people can get it on, because there's only 4 physical copies left.
There's only about 4 or 5, yeah. John O'Connor and Custy's rang me this morning and that's it. He's cleaned me out, so he has.
So you can get them at Custy's Music Shop in Ennis if you want a physical CD.
Yeah.
You do loads of teaching?
Do a good bit, yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah.
If anyone's interested in banjo lessons?
Find me on Facebook. It's probably the easiest place to find me.
Your name
Yeah.
is right there.
Yeah,
I spelled it right, no?
there I am. You did, you put the H in
Well,
and
I looked it
everything. Did you? Yeah, most people don't put
We've
the
been
H
friends
in.
for a long time, I know how to spell your name.
What, how, Enda? E-N, is it?
It's getting that.
Enna.
Feel free to play any banjo you like, there is a selection.
Will I go back to me?
Yeah?
Will I go back to my old girl here?
Throw that on the ground.
Go up to E flat.
Oh yeah.
Go up another notch there.
We'll keep the riff raff out and play any
Yes, we
flat.
will. Oh, yes.
We are riff raff.
Right, what will we do?
It's up to you.
Up to me. Or how
What is
about
it,
our
Ladies' Choice?
Ladies' Choice? There is a tune called The Ladies' Choice.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure I don't know
There
it.
is, and I don't know it either, but I know there's a name. There is a name of a
Was
tune
that
called.
it was a dance?
Oh God, was it?
Ladies'
Oh, we
Choice or
stay away
something?
from them then. The Ladies' Choice was, yeah. That's where the girls were on one side of the hall and the boys were on the other. Will we do? Have we time for one more? Have we? Yeah. Will we do?
I set my own hours around here.
Hey! Nothing like being your own boss.
Oh, yes. Boss of nothing.
The boss of me, you can say. Not the boss of me. What about, we were talking about coolies and the wise maid, talking about ladies.
Joe Diamond is on.
Is he? Hi,
Yes.
Joe.
He's having conversations about banjos. Funny enough.
Is he?
Yeah.
With who?
Ashling Keating.
Oh, is Aisling on?
Must be.
Hi,
There's all these
Aisling.
private conversations going on that we don't know. They're talking about us behind our backs.
Behind our backs, in front of us. Yeah, let's do coolies and the wise maid. That's why I had to tune this up to E flat because I knew the weather would be damp.
Oh,
It
it's so sunny in Sligo.
Well, it was all week. It was great all week.
Oh,
That Galway weather. Oh.
I caught my own mackerel yesterday.
You what?
I caught my own mackerel yesterday.
Did ya? Not the ones that had washed up on the shore, no.
No.
They did a load washed up on the shore somewhere. Yes, I heard about that. And the salmon fishing's going well for you.
Yeah.
I seen that all over Facebook. If you're gonna put it on Facebook. Right, let's go. Coolies and maid. We'll get out of it before you go completely mad.
Thank you so much.
You're
That was
so
amazing.
welcome. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Enda.
Theresa
Thank
O'Grady,
you.
Go and buy her album.
Somewhere.
She's a way better banjo teacher than me as well.
You don't know that.